This podcast is produced by the Harwood Productions Podcast Network. To learn more about the network and to find more of our shows, visit us online at www.harwoodpodcast.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harris. Fall is in the air and a brand new crop of fruits and vegetables are awaiting us. Welcome to the Farmers Market Gourmet. Well, here's what it looks like at my house today. The birch trees are turning yellow and starting to drop. And down at the farmer's market, all these great fall vegetables are starting to make their appearance. Now, the recipe I'm going to show you today can use any of these great vegetables. It's my oven roasted veggies. It's tried and true, and you can use any vegetable that you find at the farmer's market. So first we need to get a rimmed baking sheet. And then at the farmer's market today, I picked up a fennel bulb, some of these little red potatoes, some carrots, and I picked up a couple of these garnet yams, and I thought those would make a nice mix. So once I get everything washed and cleaned, I'm going to go ahead and start with my fennel bulb. Now you do want to cut the fronds and that very bottom part off, and then you cut it in half lengthwise. And then the deal with roasted vegetables is you want things to be about a similar size so that it cooks fairly evenly. So for this fennel, you can see I'm cutting about 1/2 to 3/4 inch pieces, just going through and then laying them on the sheet. Then I'm going to get my red potatoes out. Now, depending on the size, sometimes you can cut them in quarters, sometimes you have to cut them in eighths, but you just want to gauge a little bit. Now, this potato I'm going to be able to just cut in quarters, but if there was one that was smaller, I might cut it just in half. So you just want to kind of eyeball it as you go. Then with the carrots, I definitely want to peel them, and then I want to cut these into thick slices. So these are actually probably a couple of inches at least. You can make the ones at the end that are a little skinnier, you can make them a little bit longer. I don't want them to shrivel up into nothing, so I do want to make a thick sliced carrot. Then I also picked up a couple of these garnet yams, or the orange yam that are really great. So you peel those, cut them in half lengthwise, and again, you want to cut them into 6ths or 8ths, depending on the size. But again, make them about the same size as your red potatoes. Now, once you have all your veggies on your baking sheet, just kind of move them around with your hands. And then we're going to add some olive oil, about 2 or 3 tablespoons. You want to drizzle it on. You can just kind of eyeball it. And then for seasoning, we're going to add some kosher salt and then a few cracks of some fresh black pepper. And then once we get the seasonings on, I just use my hands. You could also use a spoon if you like, and just toss all of this together. When you're roasting something, it's nice, especially if it's something that has no oil or fat, to kind of coat it a little bit, and that's what that olive oil does for all these veggies. Then we're going to get our oven on at 400 degrees, a pretty hot oven, and we're going to pop these in. Now, they're going to bake for a total of 40 minutes, but after about the first 20, I like to pull them out and get a little spatula and kind of flip them around a little bit. Now, I have to warn you, you may be tempted to do this in the oven like I was many times, but they always seem to fall out of the pan, so that's why I bring it out onto the stove. But just kind of mix them around so that as they start to brown, it's an even brown. Now, when they go back in the oven this time, set your timer just for 10 minutes, because as they start to cook more and more, they get browner and browner, which is great. But again, you want to move them around so that they start to brown on all sides. So they go in initially for 20 minutes, take them out, stir them, then 10 minutes, take them out, stir them, and then the last 10 minutes you pull them out for good. And then I like to add just a little sprinkling more of kosher salt, and then these are ready to serve. One of the things I love about this dish is that you can use so many of the vegetables that you find at the farmer's market. You know, onions, peppers, potatoes, root vegetables. I've used asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, you name it. And they all turn out great because it's just this simple roasting, and it causes the vegetable to really concentrate its flavors. And with that little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, you really can't go wrong. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to get the recipes from this show, just go to our website. I'll see you next time.